Hello viewers, today I will be talking about the top 10 most popular object shows, about the reasons why they are popular, and how many people watch them. Oh yeah, and quick disclaimer, BFDI, BFDI, IDFB, BFB, and TPOT will all be counted as one show because the list would be really boring if we included them, since they are the top 5 most popular seasons of object shows to ever exist. Same goes for extra seasons for other object shows. So without further ado, let's roll into the 10th most popular object show, called Battle for Luxury Hotel, or BFLH for short. This show was created by Animation Object Show on 9th of January 2018. It has since garnered well over 5 million total views since it was uploaded. I didn't really watch this show a lot, but I know that it was created in Flipoclip. Just judging by the animation, this is extremely impressive for Flipoclip, and the characters are actually interesting, with some arcs actually. It's not just a run-of-the-mill object show. It's really original, and I can see why this became so popular. Link to watch the show will be in the description. Okay, let's move on to the 9th most popular object show, called Excellent Entities, originally created by Webs for Evs on 25th of March 2013. The show had a slow start, with animation that was unpleasing to look at, and the writing was extremely boring. You know the "I'm bored" line from object shows before 2016? Well, the show starts with that. But it improved from there, animation and story-wise. This is an object show I haven't watched in a good while, but by 2014, just a year after the show first released, the show had improved immensely, and there was actually some incredibly interesting plot development in Season 2 and late Season 1 of the show. I know that Excellent Entities and the sequel are both immensely important parts of Webs for Ev's life, and I'm glad I watched his show through the end. I won't spoil too much in case you want to watch it though. Link to watch his show will also be in the description. Let's go right into the 8th most popular object show then.
Called BFDI Weekly. And yes, I know what you are about to say, it's basically part of BFDI, but I'm including it anyway. It was uploaded on 24th of February, 2017. And yes, I will agree that is a lot like BFDI, especially since it reuses a lot of lines from the original series, but calling it a copy would be a stretch, as it is only a parody. So yeah, it does have its own elements, but it is, of course, rushed because it's called the Weekly Object Show. I believe the only reason this show became so popular is because it was made while the Jack and Jellify channel was mostly inactive, before the BFB era, so yeah, I didn't watch this show a whole lot either, but I guess it's alright. Okay, now to hashtag 7th most popular object show, called The Strive for the Million. Created by Dito886 on 11th of April 2013. I don't have a whole lot to say about this object show mainly because I didn't watch it that much, yeah I know, but I do think it became popular because the idea of an object show was still quite new by the time the first episode was uploaded. But funny story, this show starts with the "I'm bored" line again. Yeah, I know that was not funny, but I just need to emphasize the amount of uncreativity in the first episode. It got better though, however, the show is most likely cancelled as we haven't heard updates about the show since 2020. And the last episode was uploaded in 2018. So yeah, enough said, now on to the 6th most popular object show, called One. Now don't let the show name deceive you, I actually think this is one of the best object shows ever made, and I will explain why. First off, the characters are extremely interesting. And the original character is like Cindy has a human name as well, and there are other worlds where objects are perceived differently, which I think is a really cool concept. It also shows character development and the fact that the contestants have a life outside of competing in an object show. And the host is not electronic. Yeah, that's a first. Yeah, like 90% of object shows have an electronic host. Like the announcer, and Mephone 4 just to name a few. But I'm getting off topic. This object show is incredibly well made, and the reason it became so popular is because there is no other show like it, and I feel like it's sort of inspired off of shows like Gravity Falls. So the 5th most popular object show is called Object Mayhem, created by Ultratoons on 1st of August 2012. Now this is actually my second favorite object show personally. Why, you may ask? Well, Jigsaw is on the show and I really think she is a good character. Actually, the main reason I like it so much is because of how good it really was for the time. I mean, the show is almost 12 years old, and still looks great to this day. I also think the characters have pretty solid personalities. Now why do I think it's popular? Well, this was made at a time object shows were getting their first recognition. Because this is the 10th oldest object show as well. I especially applaud for Ultratoons after continuing the show after his mother passed and even going as far as to make an episode dedicated to her. Rest in peace. I truly think you are amazing at what you do, Ultratoons, and I hope you are doing better now. But now, it's time to announce the 4th most popular object show called Brawl of the Objects, uploaded by Anko 6th Animator on 1st of January 2013. It is kind of the same deal as the previous, like it being impressive for its time, and that kind of stuff, but if I just left it at that, then this would be quite boring, wouldn't it? So I think this object show is really creative because it doesn't directly copy off challenges from BFDI, and I think its creativity and its modern feel for the time got its popularity. I think Gamepad also gave the show a fair share of popularity as well, lol. I also think for this show being 11 years old that its humor is still pretty fresh and a lot of the jokes characters make still make me laugh whenever I do a rewatch. And link for this object show will also be in the description. Okay, we are in the top 3 object shows. I hope you know what's coming. The 3rd most popular object show is called Object Overload, uploaded by Zanny Leaves on 21st of April 2013. I applaud this show mostly for its amazing animation, as you can see in this clip, for being that old. But beyond its great animation, I really think it's a well thought out object show. The characters are really memorable, and it's very easy to choose a favorite character that suits you. Mine is Toothy. The show was cancelled in 2014 and then rebooted in 2015. The only real issue is the voicing of the characters, which is May, I guess. The writing is pretty good though. Overall, I think this show got recognized for its superb animation and being in Zanny Leaves Animator for the show that is number 2 on my list. It's Inanimate Insanity. Created by Animation Epic on 1st of April 2011. The show started as what felt like a joke show into a whole emotional roller coaster, with a bunch of insane arcs going on. And might I add, the animation on this show is absolutely wonderful. I know I've said this many times, but this time I really mean it. This is my favorite object show, and Apple is my favorite character, that's why I'm showing this clip. I think the story is incredible as well. No spoilers of course, but it's amazing, just trust me. Despite Inanimate Insanity's age, it holds up really well. My favorite part is the musical scene in Season 2 Episode 11, it just feels so alive to me. The show is probably older than a lot of you watching, in fact. Just goes to show that even if you have a low amount of resources, you can still make a great object show. This was also the 2nd object show ever created. But what ranks as the most popular object show? Battle for Dream Island. Shocker, right? It was created by Jaganjelify 1st of January 2010. It's since collected a total of more than 500 million views combined. Not much else to say other than that this is the object show that started it all, and it set a bar for other object shows to come. Like mine for example. But we really need to think that Michael and Carrie Huang were only 12 years old when they started. And they are absolute geniuses. They are almost 27 years old now. Crazy to think, right? Anyway, that ends off this video. I hope you enjoyed this video and will consider liking the video and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Seriously, it helps out a lot. All of your support helps really. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.